Mary Alice Richardson.
Thank you. Aileen's speech was very, very good. I organized my comments in order of her stated objectives. The general objective was to educate and inform. Aileen's speech was very informative. I learned something new to me, and it's important information. Her personal goals were as follows. First, to speak slowly and clearly. She did speak very clearly, and for the most part, her voice was loud enough for me, with my hearing loss, to hear, but not invariably. She held the microphone too low for it to work. I tried to signal that I was having trouble hearing, and could she raise the microphone close to her mouth, but I couldn't get her attention because I had no eye contact. So eye contact is something to be aware of. Try to make eye contact with everybody in the course of your speech. And I realized the microphone is it's not a natural extension of yourself, and it takes some getting used to. Second, her objective was to use notes as little as possible. As far as I could tell, Aileen didn't look at her notes at all, not even once. That is a terrific achievement, and it greatly increases a speaker's effectiveness. It also takes a lot more work preparing to do that, and it is much appreciated. The green card, the yellow card. 3, feedback. Are the points of the speech clear? Yes, they were very clear and backed up with research. Her general thesis was most persuasive. Was the speech boring? Not at all. It was fascinating, and I'm sure everybody in any audience would find it interesting and applicable to their life. Was the speech informative? Very much so. I would also add that Aileen's gestures and general body language were excellent. Great job.
Thank you very much. There's a lot of rigmarole to go through when you're passing things off here. For our next evaluation, we have Lindsay Straw, who says about groups. Seems to me you sent me something and I can't find it. I'm sorry, I neglected to write it down. I will substitute what Groucho Marx said about teams or about groups. He said, I would never belong to an organization that would have somebody like me as a member.
First of all, oh, there's a lot of stuff. Oh my gosh, okay. I'm just going to put some stuff down here, just leave that there. First of all, what was the time on Chris's speech?
6 minutes, 26 seconds.
Perfect, all right. Well, Chris, this was such a great speech. Congratulations on nailing it. This was like textbook example of a speech that has 3 points, a great thesis, and flows really nicely and has a great conclusion. You did such a great job. And so I'll go through the categories first of all, just to touch on everything. So the speech value, as I know, I could definitely connect with the topic of anxiety. I'm sure, judging by how many of us said We don't like to be on teams as much. There are lots of us who probably have experienced some anxiety in our lives. And so unquestionably, this is a great topic to address. And the way that you approached it by giving your own example and how you experience it and then flowing into different ways that you deal with it that could easily be, you know, adopted and adapted for oneself was such a great way to go about this topic. Your preparation was you clearly prepared very well. It was really well written. It seemed like you were reading from notes quite a bit, but other than that, I mean, you had so much great information. Your organization, like I said, was really clear. You had your points, you laid them out after your opening, and then you flowed from one to the other in a really natural way. And your conclusion wrapped everything up in a very appropriate manner. The only thing that I would suggest, and you did mention this in your stated objectives for yourself, was that you wanted to use some body language. And you did use that the way that you used it in your interior monologue. I thought was really effective to go kind of back and forth. But it was a little bit distracting that you were reading during that point in time. So that would be the one time I would say that it might be best to have it memorized. But other than that, it was really effective. And so as far as what I like about the presentation, it was such a great introduction to ways of handling anxiety, to CBT, which I'm sure not everybody's familiar with cognitive behavioral therapy, but after hearing your speech, you could easily say to yourself, that's really interesting, I want to learn more about that. So you got a great intro to that. And just, yeah, overall, it was just a great introduction to handling anxiety. So congratulations.
Thank you very much, Lindsay. And we have now our grammarian report by Bob Avalone.
Okay. You guys did really well. A lot of people only as best I can tell. Carol had a couple R's or so. Lindsay had an N and so. Aileen had a couple N's as so well and a so when. Chris, this is a technical point, but you said feel bad. It's actually feel badly is the correct one. It's an adverb. Brendan had a few so's and an okay. Peter, I got nothing on Peter that I could find. Pete had a but and a so. Alex did have a bunch of ums, ahs, and but whens. On the word of the day, correct me if I miss anybody, but Peter had two uses, Brendan had a use, and Aileen had a use. Anybody? I don't know. And you? Yeah, okay, I missed that. Okay. I'll believe you. That's it.
We now have the timer report by Lindsay Farnham.
Should I read just people's
Yes.
names? For the whole thing.
You give a general statement if there were anybody completely outside of it, and then if you have time, you do each one.
Oh, okay.
Was anybody completely under or completely over?
Well, you were over.
I beg your pardon. Now, wait just a minute. Lindsay is new at this.
I didn't know she was personal.
Ow! You're given a 30-second grace. So if
I thought it was 15 seconds.
No, 30-second grace. Did anybody get the stop now card, which is after the 30-second grace of the red card?
No, because I was doing 15 seconds, so
Aha.
nobody did.
So nobody did?
Yeah.
So you say, as timer,
Yep.
as a group, we did really well today.
Yep. As timer, as a group, we've done really well today.
Okay.
Yep.
And then you, when the time that you have left, since you have, as a timer, 1 to 2 minutes, so you have 45 seconds left to run through this as quickly as possible.
Peter Ash, 2 minutes, 5 seconds. Al Davis, 2 minutes, 27 seconds. Rob, 3 minutes, 15 seconds. Bob Avalone, 1 minute, 52 seconds. Romero Navarro, 2 minutes, 50 seconds. Mary Alice, 53 seconds. Eileen, 7 minutes, 11 seconds. Lindsay Straw, 29 seconds. Chris Bassett, 6 minutes, 26 seconds. Brendan, 56 seconds. Peter Ash, for table topics, 2 minutes, 17 seconds. Peter Fordham, 1 minute, 40 seconds. Alex White, 2 minutes, 14 seconds. Mary Alice, 3 minutes 14 seconds. Lindsay Straw, 2 minutes 24 seconds. And Bob Avalone again, 1 minute 4 seconds.
An amazing round of applause.
First time timer.
Own time was under 2 minutes, so well done.
First time timer.
First time timer.